Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. I'm Lisa Douglass-Doe, your leadership and life coach. I hope everyone had a great weekend. But first, I have to thank everyone who are new subscribers to the channel. I appreciate everyone who's been sharing our content that's been providing value to you and to people in your circle. So thank you and welcome to our new subscribers. Oh, first of all, it's Tuesday, right? So I wanted to say I hope everyone had a great weekend. I did. We had a nice long weekend because we attended my sister-in-law's wedding down in Fort Lauderdale. It was nice to get a short little getaway, my husband and I. And what's cool about it is that she actually had the ceremony on a cruise ship and we didn't go on the cruise. So we actually had day passes, and I didn't even know you could do this for a cruise, everyone. So anyone out there who's about to get married and you're thinking about having a destination wedding on a cruise, guess what? You can invite your family and friends who are not going to be sailing with you to go as well, and they could just get day passes. But that's for another story, okay? But I just wanted to let you know, congratulations to my sister-in-law and her husband. It was awesome to attend, and it was great to see family and friends that we hadn't seen in a long time. So we had fun this weekend. The second thing we did was we were able to meet up with one of my real estate coaches, helping us to really mastermind and think about how we're going to continue to grow our portfolio in 2024 and beyond. So I'm excited about that. And the third thing we did was, we kind of just chilled and hung out with family. It was good to reconnect with people. We actually took the time to rented our Airbnb this time. They wanted too much money for those hotels down there in Fort Lauderdale. And we got a great deal on flights, rent a car, and Airbnb. So that's what Tillman and I did this weekend. But now we are back to reality, right, ladies and gentlemen? So today what I wanted to talk about is how to communicate better at work. And I have a few tips that I wanted to share with everyone. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's now usually, at least at my job, it's compensation time. People are having their conversations, talking about what kind of money they're going to get, if they're going to get an increase, what are the bonuses going to look like. And it's really important that people communicate well at work, because it's going to help you to get more money in whatever it is that you're doing, right? If you have sketchy communication skills, if you're not clear on what it is you're trying to convey, those are the soft skills that people are looking for in a job environment. Okay, so I want to give you like 5 quick tips. All right. The first one is I want you to look back, have a retrospective conversation with yourself and realize, what is it I could have done better to make this communication or this process go a lot smoother? Okay. So should you have prepped better? Should you have done a little huddle with the group that you may have been working with on a project in order to have a seamless communication going forward? So that it's good to look back on what you could have done better in order to prepare best in the future. Okay. So that's number 1. Number 2 is looking forward, right? And what I mean by that is, should you over communicate what you want to go over in the future with the team or the people that you're talking with, right? That's number 2. Should you over commute? Excuse me, not over commute. I went into the city today and I said over commute because it was a long trip into the city. So number 2 is looking forward and realizing what it is that you can do to make the process better going forward. Should you have multiple meetings? Should you send multiple emails? So that way people are very clear on what you expect the outcome to be. Okay, number 3, what is the bottom line? What outcomes do you expect to have in your conversation with someone, right? There's been many a times where we think we're being clear on what we're trying to discuss with someone, and you're asking the questions, but the person responding is like going around in circles, and you come out of the conversation even more confused than when you started. So you're like, okay, what is happening here? Let me make sure I'm clear in what I expect to get out of this conversation, so that way you can get the outcomes that you're looking for and what's the bottom line of what you're expecting in that situation. Okay, that was number 3. Number 4 is sometimes we take things personally and we are either avoiding having conversations with people because the person is like it could be they're very emotional, they usually are very toxic and you don't even want to talk to them, so you're like, you know what, I'm just not going to talk to that person at all, when really you just want to get to the content, get the information that you need, so that way you can keep it moving. Don't worry about the emotions of the person. Just try to compartmentalize and just put that in the side and just try to find out what is it that you're trying to get out of it. Have the conversation, get the information you need to move forward, so that way you can keep it moving. We know that a lot of our coworkers are full of drama and they try to suck you into the drama that's happening in the workplace, right? Just try to put that to the side, get to the information that you need so you can move along. All right. That was number 4. And number 5 is, what form of communication are you using? So many times we're realizing, let's just shoot them an email. Let's just send them a Slack message. Let's just use whatever messaging agent you have in the office. Well, if you're trying to relay some bad news to someone, maybe email is not the best way to send that message. Maybe it's time to pick up the phone or schedule a Zoom call and have that conversation. I remember when I was in charge of scheduling, we had sessions for a conference, and I was in charge of all the conferences sessions. I was leading 10 of them that had to be scheduled. And we had people, we did a call for presentations. And so one guy thought he was going to be a shoo-in, and unfortunately his content wasn't good enough. So I didn't want to just send him an email or send him a Slack message saying, sorry, we couldn't select your information. What I did was I scheduled a Zoom call, had a conversation with him, explained to him why, unfortunately, he wasn't selected. So that way I was conveying bad news, but I wanted to actually look him in the eye, let him know that it wasn't personal, as opposed to just shooting him an email and thinking that, him having a bad feeling about why he wasn't selected. So we have to realize that email is not always the best way to have communications with people. Figure out, if you're in the office, because a lot of people are going back to the office, should you just walk over to that person, have a conversation, have a phone call, or do a Zoom conversation with someone? All right. So those are the 5 things that I wanted to share with everyone today on how to communicate best in the workplace. And let me tell you, this will lead to better harmony in the workplace, so that way everyone can understand what your roles are. Everyone's being clear on what the expectations are, so that way everyone can thrive and do well. All right. So thank you for listening in today. If you found value in this information, feel free to share. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to work with you. If you want to be able to have an accountability partner or need some coaching, feel free to use my Stand Store link in the comments in the section below, so that way we can schedule a conversation. I'd be happy to work with you. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.